Everybody, welcome to the Gorilla Booking Podcast because we're about to go all out on this episode. Yeah, you like that little pun right there because this one is about to
All
get down with the War Games
all
and
in, all up.
no, all out,
Oh, I think
all
you said
out,
all up. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
no, all out. Well, you know what? Now I'm going to put you in the spotlight
This is
because
a
you're the
great
one who
way to start
interrupted
this
me.
off.
Sorry.
Yeah, for the service. We got prime time Prince J Dior. What's going on, my man?
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a whole lot, man. I'm good, man. I'm
Because you
blessed. I'm
got
blessed to
more
be
names
here.
than
Blessed to be here in the presence of our guest, the great LuNonsense. So if you want to segue into him,
yes. An indie wrestler, a guy who does everything. He's all over Instagram. He is all over a lot of social medias. Lucius Suede, LuNonsense. What's going on?
Hey man, thank y'all for having me again. Oh man, it's ready to have some fun, y'all.
Yeah. And then we have the Zoat, the Zach of all trades, doing commentary all up around the northeast of New England area. And then how are we doing tonight?
Dude, we chilling. It's a vibe in here. We got self-made, Zach of all trades, the indies coming to Gorilla Booking. Got some great topics. I'm glad to be back, kicking it with you guys.
And then the man who knows more about NXT than Obafemi can say his name, DJ.
what the fuck are you talking about? Joe, you just be saying shit.
I'm tripping and
Gotta
slipping.
get you.
I'm tripping and slipping like Brock Lesnar last night.
Slipping in that.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh my
There we
God.
go.
There you go. And then there's
There we
Server
go.
Ever 405, my co-host. We're just gonna fucking give him the jobber entrance.
I laughed so hard at that.
Already in the meeting.
Let's get
So
it.
again, let's start off with I guess we got to start off with AEW having their pay-per-view because it was absolutely bonkers. I think it overshot itself by far. Could possibly can be contender for pay-per-view of the year. What do you guys think? Let's start with DJ.
Probably this is the worst person to start off with because I didn't see all of it. I was watching.
I know that's why I started with you because you have
like
to talk
the
about
first,
it.
the first half. I didn't see. I didn't get because I was watching. People are gonna clown me for this. Watch the Wicked for Good movie. So I was literally skipped on the first half of the film. I didn't get to the show until 8. I think it was Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. I'll just say the other half because I'll talk about them. Despite how much I have made it clear on my YouTube page how much I really dislike and hate the Death Riders and John Moxley's character, I can't really say anything negative when it comes to his match against Kyle O'Reilly. And against let's see, have like Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. I feel like the match is too slow for me. And y'all know how I feel about Mercedes Moné right now, and just how I've had my whole disdain and just her not that her as a person, just her character. Main event was solid. Good to see Swerve back. Samoa Joe win the title. Did not expect that. Overall, I thought the match quality of the show was very good. I don't think it was the best I've seen this year. I do think it was a show that definitely carried in well for the end of the year, heading into World's End.
Would you say it's better than Blood and Guts?
I mean, Blood and Guts only had 3 matches?
Yeah, but those 3 matches held a lot of weight, I feel like.
I think just for
I don't think you can compare the shows. Like one's has more matches.
I can't really compare the shows.
I mean, kind of a spit in the face to WWE because Survivor Series has turned into War Games, and AEW makes their War Games match a regular TV show. And they absolutely you have to compare if you're going to compare what they're going to end up doing at Survivor Series, which Survivor Series is an all-star studded cast. We all know this. Both the men's and the women's have definitely blown up. I was saying it last week. I thought going into these 2 matches, you're just throwing celebs at the board and hoping it sticks. But I think the men's one has a slightly better storyline than the women's right now because of how CM Punk's chemistry with Cody and Roman is right now. I think it's a little bit better. It's a little bit easier to swallow when it comes to the storyline wise.
Yeah, because the women's one, really the only story has just been the Kabuki Warriors versus like Rhea and Io, and then everyone else that just has their own stories getting added to the match, like with Becky and AJ, and then Charlotte and Alexa getting involved, Nia and Lash getting involved, which I am glad they're giving Lash Legend this big push. I'm glad they're immediately starting her career off on the main roster very strong in the War Games match.
Yeah, I can't wait for. I mean, you know, Lash versus Jade or Lash versus Bianca. So all three is cooking. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, Zach, what did you think?
In terms, what are we looking at? The
Just
full gear.
Full gear.
Yeah, we're talking about full gear.
Full gear.
How you like it?
So I think, especially as not an avid AEW watcher, I think it's one of those shows that you could give somebody and be like, all right, because like obviously everybody knows the turmoil that AEW goes through, but AEW has a way of like setting a slate clean and being like, all right, we're gonna take advantage of the momentum we have. We're gonna put the right pieces on the board, and we're just gonna let these guys cook. So now we've got Mark Briscoe, TNT champion, something fresh. We've got FTR back on the saddle as the tag team champions. Really freaking get some solidity back into this division. Samoa Joe is the AEW world champion. You put a bad mofo as your flag bearer for the company. Now you're setting the tone going into 2026. I mean, obviously, World's End is still a thing. Continental Classic is on the horizon, and that's a hell of a field coming out of Full Gear. But even Kyle O'Reilly looks like a star against Jon Moxley. You know, there's all this Don Callis family turmoil. There's a lot to be desired, you know, and that's coming off of Blood and Guts. And now that's coming into, again, World's End and Continental and all that stuff. Like, they're finding a way to make the most out of the shitstorm they came into the back end of this year with and trying to really have some momentum for the future.
Yeah, because AEW is the start of AEW. I've said it. I've said to multiple people, late half of 2023 and the entirety of 2024 to me was the worst years AEW's ever had. I really was not into it. In the first half of 2025, after like before Dynasty ended, was also dog shit. I thank God we had some actual good storytelling build with actual people. Like, I mean, better with the Death Riders, getting the Chris Jericho the fuck off TV, and many other things. Sorry if you hear an ambulance in the background. That's just.
Is everyone okay? Do we need to?
Sorry if you hear an ambulance in the background. That's just.
They're going to pick up Chris Jericho.
Yeah, sorry if you're an ambulance in the background. That's just my area.
No, you're good. You're fine.
About to pick up Tony Khan for you talking so much shit. He had a heart attack.
gotta call the ambulance for DJ.
Oh my God.
So, Lou, what did you think of Full Gear?
I thought Full Gear was all right. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the greatest I've seen, but I thought it was good. One criticism, I think they had like two like no DQ matches back to back. You know what I mean?
That was dumb. That was dumb. They shouldn't have done that.
I didn't like that was the one thing I had criticism about it too. Was that you had too much like just straight like street fight matches like
for
right
the
on
sickos.
The sickos.
Also, it's like Samoa Joe has been like the spoiler of like a lot of these your favorites championship reigns. One example, he ended MJF's reign. I know because he was hurt, but at the same time, it's just like, and then like at the height of Hangman's popularity as champ, you know what I mean? Because they wanted him to champ for a while. Here comes Samoa Joe.
And that's the key with it too, where it really is at like the peak of these reigns. Like everybody was so hot on MJF because he was still the victim of the devil storyline. People were still loving that whole better than you baby stuff. And now people are all complaining about this Hangman one because they're like, oh, you took it out right from underneath him. When in reality, I think it kind of plays to something that we were talking about last week, where it's like, no, that unpredictability factor is what it needs. The reigns don't have to be super long as you put just enough underneath it when it's happening for that moment to matter, and then the follow-up to matter even more. So if Samoa Joe's playing the spoiler and it pisses people off, great, because that's what Samoa Joe's great at.
100 on that.
I mean,
not every
Jay, what did you think?
Like a year, you know?
I honestly haven't watched Full Gear yet. but I do plan on watching it. I was gonna watch it tonight, but I didn't get a chance to yet. So, and I probably won't be able to tonight. So I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Regardless, I know AEW does pretty well putting on pay-per-view, so I don't doubt that it was a good show. I never really understood all the hate for AEW. I feel like a lot of people hate on AEW for some like strange reason, and it's like honestly, it's a really dope product to watch. And just because you watch AEW doesn't mean you can't watch WWE. Like, obviously we all watch both. You know what I'm saying? So people act like it has to be this or that, and it's black and white, and it's not. So honestly, I just feel like, I'm sure when I watch it, it's going to be good. I do have to talk about last week, since we are talking AEW, because I know we're going to move on to WWE. So before we move off of AEW, I want to talk about Blood and Guts. And I had, at that point, last episode, I had not watched Blood and Guts after the episode because you guys hyped up the show so much. I was like, yo, let's go watch that shit. Me and my girl watched the whole thing start to finish. I don't know what the fuck you guys were talking about. That woman match was not good to me at all.
What?
The men's match to me was very strong. But that woman's match to me, for like 30 minutes, I felt like it couldn't have been redeemed because it just seemed like a lot of nothing going on. And like the last 10 minutes, they turned it up a little bit. It was a little bit better, but it was definitely not better than the men's match, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? The men's match just seemed like it had so much more going on. It seemed like the story was a lot clearer. It wasn't like when they were they were botching all over the place in the fucking women's match, man. It was just
hold on a minute.
I think the botches made this match. What about the
botching in a cage match, like let's call it War Games, like in a War Games type of match? You're gonna get those type of botches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you're gonna have that happen more often than not in a type of match like that. Like, what do you? Yeah. It can't be perfect.
Nah, listen, it's not even that. It's my thing is the men's match felt so much more. It felt chaotic. They were on top of the fucking cage. There was a whole bunch of shit going on, but like it just felt more organized, and it seemed like there was something going on everywhere you looked. It was like every time I turned around, the only thing I was seeing was like women in the corner doing a little soft punch to each other, and I'm just like,
that's all you got out of that.
Happened. Some moments happened. I'm not saying they didn't, and I'm not saying it was overall bad. There were good points, but I was watching it waiting for some huge redeeming quality because I was told that the women's match was so good, and I was just like, wow, I don't see. It was okay. Like, it just wasn't that great to me. I mean, this is my opinion.
I think where you're going with it though is this: when you look at the women's division in AEW, and DJ will attest to this. The women's division in AEW is stacked. It's not like the NXT division in WWE. It's comparable in that sense. Because when you go look at the women's division in WWE and you're looking at like you have the Rhea Ripleys, the Charlotte Flairs, like so when you're looking at like what the women's War Games match, right? That's what we're trying to like say this is what this is the bar they're setting, right? So here's the bar that AEW's women's division did in their Blood and Guts match, which was absolutely like you had gore, like she was cut. She had the crimson mask on, going hardcore. Yeah, where there's some botches, but like the thing is they were doing some great segments inside that match throughout the whole thing. It looked good for what that women's division can do. Now you have to take the WWE division and you're looking at the WWE. You have every single top star in that match and then Lash Legend. Like that's what you're looking at. Like these are all, they're like, what would you consider the top star in AEW? They weren't in the Blood and Guts match. They were in a championship match at the pay-per-view. Statlander, Monet were in another match later on that thing. It wasn't the same as that. It was
Monet was in the Blood and Guts.
She was in Blood and Guts. She was in Blood and Guts.
Yeah, she was in.
Listen, I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to say it was overall bad. To me, the men's match was much stronger. It felt like you're saying there was gore, there was blood. Like okay, one or two of them bled. Like was way more blood in the men's match. Like, let's be real. They were on top of the cage fighting. I
think Sky Blue had more blood on
Sky
her.
Blue,
Sky Blue did have a lot of blood.
I think Sky Blue. Honestly, you can make a comparison.
She had more blood on her than John.
There were.
Did.
Put it this way: there were more spots.
No, how about Kyle O'Reilly?
There were more spots. They used it. There were more spots. They used the arena better. They were more weapons. It was like, I mean, I'm not saying that it was bad, but if we're comparing on like just the pure technicality of it, to me, just my personal opinion, it was just better. Also, Hobbs versus Page was also very strong. That was also a very good match.
Died.
Yeah, he died. He did die. But the only weak point to me, ironically, was the one thing you guys said stood out. And it wasn't just you. So I'm not saying it was just you. I don't know what it is with my taste that I just preferred the men's better. But I don't know, because I've seen it on the internet too. I just think the men's was better. That's just my personal opinion.
Maybe they had a reality show that you watched back in the day.
That's what it was. Shador actually appeared on it.
No.
A 10-year-old
because that would be a
Shador
segue into Luchasaurus losing.
There you go.
But thank you for letting me revisit that. I appreciate it.
Except, I mean, Luchasaurus was probably a kid when he was on Big Brother.
What? Yeah, not Lucius. Luchasaurus.
Lucius.
There's a new gimmick for you.
Blood Guts match. I will say this though. They made Marina Shafir look like a motherfucking boss. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, like
she was going off. She was a bright spot to me.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
She was a bright spot.
She's a favorite.
I'll say it. You know what? It may be a makeshift team, but screw it. Slap the tag belts on Marina and Megan Bayne, because that's a bad duo. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen.
I hated that tag team.
Wow.
I hated that tag team. I think it should be shared. I think it should be Deebs and Shafir. Like, that would be the tag team.
That would be it. But that's not what we have. That's not the hand we have dealt currently.
Right.
No,
I wish it was
not,
Trish Stratus and Lita.
Damn.
Exactly. Just throw names out there. So, Joe, we talking War Games now or what?
Let's talk War Games.
Well, I know there was I know SmackDown was pre-recorded, and we could play the spoiler. Other than DJ's face tells it all, because it's all in misery.
Poor guy.
I'm on puns tonight.
Spoiler alert for people: if you're waiting to watch Friday Night SmackDown spoiler free, then pause this. And
Wait a minute. SmackDown.
Click off the video.
SmackDown.
Yeah, they recorded it. They recorded it.
No, it's that simple. Click off the video. Go. Never watch this again. Never watch this till Friday.
Yeah, we're about to give you spoilers. So here's your spoiler alert. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Damn, we're spoiling it for me. This is bullshit.
No,
I should have known.
That's it.
That's it.
Miz was the mystery opponent.
You son of a bitch.
They blew the chance wide open by making the Miz the mystery opponent for SmackDown for the John Cena last tournament. Yeah, see, the face says it all. Thank you.
I think I know why they did it. It was because of the criticism that they were, because the fans given to the match. Maybe they want to try and give Miz another chance.
That's
what
dumb.
the
fuck? But to me it makes no sense. But to me it makes no sense because it's generally crazy when it comes to Miz in 2025 right now. It's crazy how for his match against Jey Uso, which I honestly thought was a solid match. I don't know why people are saying it's a terrible match.
Because Jey Uso.
To me, I feel like the one
Jey Uso.
Yeah, it's Jey Uso.
No, because of course they want to just try and go with the one pinpoint to just criticize anything Jey Uso does. But to me, that's the key thing. That's the key thing, though. It's that the fact is they somehow are now defending Miz for saying, "Oh, he had the whole history with John Cena. He should be advancing." But then, literally, the moment Miz gets announced, they decide to just switch up again and just go back to bashing Miz literally before they announced he's going to be facing Jey Uso. Like, what the hell?
Fickle.
Well, because it's not even so much that though. I mean, Jay doesn't even need to be in the. I feel this whole tournament's a sham, to be completely honest. But like, you could have just had the Miz move on. Jay's in the War Games thing. He didn't need to move on. You could have had a whole bunch of hijinks. Miz could have had his moment and then gotten knocked out later. if they basically just took away the prospect of this injury or whatever.
It's to get Gunther over because it's to get Gunther over, and I will never allow it to happen in my life.
But isn't he already over though? That's the part that
he is already over.
They could have just told the organic story instead we buried 15 guys like a Carmelo Hayes who had a standout performance between Bronson Reed and Gunther and could have told the ultimate underdog story. Now we're just going to strap that down for Gunther.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hold on. I'm going to come close to the screen right now. Close to the screen right now. Triple H, I don't want any excuses for Carmelo Hayes not being pushed after what he has proven in these past 2 matches in the tournament. Seriously, no excuse. I don't want any excuse. I don't want to hear he's black. I don't want to hear say that he doesn't have charisma. No, he has proven that he can get over with the crowd. It has the in-ring ability to have a solid match with anybody. Push him in 2026.
I got one too. Hold on. Look, Triple H, look, if you're watching, get me a Slim Jim fucking sponsorship deal for this small podcast, Triple H. If you're watching, do that for me, please. All right.
And then ID Lucius Suede and let me call Evolve, and we get a 2-for-1 special.
There it is. See, we got a little bit of everything here.
That's my message to Triple H real quick.
Yeah, get Lucius Suede on Evolve, man.
I love it. I love it.
So where are we going, Joe?
I'll give you my one. Let me get my one real quick.
Yeah, get your
Triple H. Never do carpool karaoke with your wife ever again.
Why? We need him to sing K-pop Demon Hunters, though. Like, come on.
Oh my god.
It's not golden.
Don't get me started.
That's how it's done. Yeah.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Hardy would not stop singing that for like 3 months straight.
Oh, golden.
Yeah, I stopped listening to that song.
He went from takeover to takedown.
Come out the takedown. When you do an indie show, you need to come out the takedown. That's what you need to do.
I stopped listening to that song, but after
Lucius Suede to the world.
I'm probably gonna listen to their songs again.
Don't ever come out the soda pop
for like a few weeks.
I might. Shoot. Go out. I wear pink.
All right.
Wear pink while I do.
Wait, real quick. I'm just as my own cure my curiosity here, Lou. If you had, and we'll just go ahead and put this in the air, a contract for WWE or AEW put right in front of you, or another company, which would you pick right now? You have the option. They'll give you whatever money. That's right. Whatever. Like which company would you go to?
Damn. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, obviously the most notable one is like WWE, but I think I'd be most happy in AEW. I think.
Okay.
I think I'll have a little more.
Lucius Suede would be WWE. LuNonsense would be AEW.
Yeah,
LuNonsense. yeah. Lucius, bro, just imagine. That's
Lucius, how you keep
bro, just imagine Lucius.
Property.
No, bro, just imagine.
I can hear Think about it now.
Because this is knowing Lou.
Dude, just imagine
this is knowing Lou's character work, though.
Like, seriously,
this is knowing Lou's character work. But what I'm going with is knowing Lou's character work, right?
Yeah.
I've seen Lou do stuff on social media, and when he does Lucius Suede, it fits the WWE mold.
Yeah.
When he does the LuNonsense stuff, it fits the AEW mode because he's less talk, more action. He just wants to throw down and stuff like that. But Lucius Suede would talk you out of a match if he had to, because he just wants to, he's smooth with it. He's smooth with it. That's what it is. That's how I see it. I think
he's a smooth operator. So he's got a firm shoulder.
When I go to WWE, they won't want ownership of that.
Imagine you see Lucius.
I'm not going to be Lucius Suede. I'm going to be Lucas Shades or some shit.
Imagine though, you see Lucius Suede in the crowd of NXT, just sitting down there, and he beats the shit out of Miles.
They'd have you Lucky Lou in NXT. Lucky Lou, Suede Lucius, Louie. You're coming in the ring, Louie.
What
are we talking about? War Games predictions?
Yeah, going into War Games, we have the predictions. Let's go around the horn here. Who do you think is going to win the men's and the women's? Let's start. Lou, we can start it off with you.
Lucky Lou.
Lucky Lou.
For War Games, for the women's match, I got the baby faces winning. And I think for the men's, I got the heels winning. Yeah, because especially if they're gonna come off the momentum of obviously the Vision turning on Seth, I know they kind of like cooled them down a bit, but I feel like if they're gonna set up some of these matches coming out going forward, at least going towards WrestleMania season, for example, like before WrestleMania, they gotta have some filler. They already teased Logan Paul and CM Punk. I feel with them winning, they're gonna go. That'll be like the next direction as like a filler feud before starting to like tease what they're gonna do for the heavyweight championship for WrestleMania, or at least going into the Royal Rumble. So that's just one reason why I feel that the heels are gonna come up on top this time.
All right. Jay, we'll start with you next.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of gonna. I don't know. I was gonna probably reverse it. I thought I probably think for the women's, I thought that maybe the heels would come up in that one, and then maybe the faces will come up with in the men's. But after hearing Lou break that down, I see what you're saying, and I feel like that probably would be the safer choice. But I guess just for argument's sake, I'll stick with my choice to reverse it. I don't know. I feel like that women's heel team just kind of, I feel like has a lot to prove. And I feel like it would, like they can all benefit from a win right now. I feel like nobody on the women's really needs that at all. Kind of same thing on the men's side, but it's just I feel like a little bit more on the women's side. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
Nice. Zach.
It's funny enough because I was kind of feeling the same way that Dior is. And, like, I see a lot of loose points, but, like, to kind of expand on what Dior said, because I do believe that the heel team for the women should win, considering, all right, it allows Becky to kind of even the score on AJ. It keeps Asuka, like, feeling like a prominent threat. All the women on the babyface side can still look fine coming out of it. And in the same sense, if the baby faces go over in the men's match, I feel like you can still keep Braun and Bronson like away from it and like have other people involved in it. You can still do the Punk, Logan Paul stuff. You know, you can still get from point A to point B, just letting your all-star team win. Because if you got to split them 1-1, at least. And plus, if the heel women win, Lash Legend comes out of that looking like $1 million. That's a huge establishing moment for her to be with all those women in that winning line versus why do we need to see Brock Lesnar fucking woohoo after nothing came of him beating Cena too?
Yeah. And honestly to that point on the men's side, like really no one does really bet like get hurt if they lose. Like it's a very strong team on both sides. Whereas if like I'm really thinking Lash Legend when I'm talking about like really benefiting someone from a W with this one. So honestly, yes, I think that will probably be the responsible way to go. But you know, WWE, I don't know what they'll do. They'll probably end up doing the safe choice anyway.
Yeah. 6 minutes left, Joe.
Sure. I was gonna say, Server, you're next.
I'm thinking that the baby faces win it for the women. I can't see like a team with Rhea and AJ just taking a loss there. With the men, I'm going with the heels. I think that's going to be a big statement match for Braun. I think there's too many like egos on the face team. I think that's going to be the start of like a build for Mania for like the Roman Punk and Cody thing that they got going on. I'm hoping it's not another triple threat with those guys like last year with what I mean. But I think that with Brock in there, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, Brock doesn't fall again on his own.
No, let him fall off the cage.
That was
fall off the top of the cage. Make up for it.
I ran that shit back 4 fucking times. That was hilarious, bro.
Yeah,
that was so funny.
So let's hit.
And then he got up and tried to act like you knew you was embarrassed.
Is this like the whole? Are we talking about the whole card, or just the War Games matches?
No, just the War Games. War Games.
Okay. I personally think the heels should win on the women's side. I think they need to win a lot more. But I've said that 1,000 fucking times with every single year for Survivor Series, and I usually always lose. So I'm going with the faces. Because every time I try and go for the heels, I always lose. And for the men's, I agree. I feel like it should be the heels. Because with all the beef and everything between Roman, Cody, and Punk. And also, to me, Drew badly needs a big win. Specifically, Drew. Drew badly needs to win a lot more than the other men that are on the team. Because Cody and Punk, they have the world titles. Drew has not really done much 2025 and has been served absolutely nothing. I feel like it's just not really done anything good for him. He needs to actually he needs to get the win in this Wargames match. I could care less what Logan Paul does, Brock Lesnar, don't care. And also for Braun and Bronson, they also need to be elevated a lot more because of the things going on with
it helps
division.
It helps the heel team more than the faces.
Yeah,
Joe,
exactly.
you want to do
I honestly believe.
ahead,
I got the last one. Yeah. I honestly believe both heel teams need to win on this one, actually. So that was what my prediction was going to be. But for the last 4 minutes we have, we're going to go around the horn one more time. Who do you think is your Gobbledy Gooker or your failed wrestler?
For
and
Thanksgiving,
DJ,
that's
right
why we're not just bringing up Gobbledy Gooker
yeah.
for no reason. For Thanksgiving this Thursday, who's the Gobbledy Gooker worst wrestler
of your life?
Yeah, of your lifetime.
I came up with a random answer for this, and there is a weird connective thread to the Gobbledy Gooker, to somebody who feuded with the guy who debuted on that exact same show, The Undertaker. Because what was ever the point of Heidenreich? In all actuality,
just answered everybody, with that one.
Heidenreich was just there. He wanted to be Hawkenreich so bad, but he couldn't. He can be a Gobbledy Gooker.
I have one competitor against you on that one. I have one competitor, and that's going to be Mongo McMichaels.
Lou, who's yours, Lou? Who's your Gobbledy Gooker? Who's your worst failed wrestler?
Shit. I don't know. I usually tune them out. Really. Yeah.
Who's your opponent coming up? Who's the next guy you're facing? That's going to be him. He's the Gobbledy Gooker.
Literally.
Dude, hell no. I want to wrestle.
That's your next promo. Just call them Gobbledy Gooker.
Be better than me, so I can beat them and rub it in their face.
Hell yeah. DJ, who's yours with 2.5 left?
So is the Gobbledy Gooker someone who was terrible, or someone who just really sucks?
Just say who's the worst wrestler that you've seen in your lifetime?
Eva Marie.
I have enough time to explain.
Eva Marie, no question. I know example. Eva Marie.
That's her.
Eva Marie is absolute dog. Eva Marie is absolute dog shit. Don't care. First run, second run, all terrible. Waste of time, waste of space for the women's division and the whole Divas era. She's sloppy. And even went down to NXT and she didn't improve once. And then they decided to bring her back to the main roster to have her do a gimmick where she barely wrestles and has her fucking suit being ripped off in front of the whole world. Just
tits out for Thanksgiving.
And mine, I was going
to go with Nikita Lyons, but that's besides the point.
That's a good one too. I'm going to say David Flair. That's mine, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. Zach, thank you so much for being. My little hand popped up because I had my hand up here too long. Thank you, thank you for being a part of this. We do appreciate it. I'll have all the links for Focus Pro Wrestling in the description. And Lou, thank you for being a part of this as well. And what's the promotion? The main promotion you're wrestling with?
I'm not in any main ones right now, but also the one I did wrestle a lot in, ATCW, Atlantic Territory Championship Wrestling. That they had their last show last Saturday. But also this Saturday in Virginia Beach at the Back Bay Farmhouse Brewery, wrestling for Next Up Pro Wrestling.
Perfect. And I'll have the links in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Be safe. We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be well.